Andrew McCarthy is interested in more than just a good... Listen, he's having no trouble...
Could you say it again?
He feller in the white...
On your screen.
Said earlier, Steve,
It's simple for...
Program on therapeutic fiber.
Head to Broadway by way of football, boxing,
Good morning, my darlings, and welcome to Good Morning, Darlings. My name is Ms. Iridescent, and Barbara Walters may be gone, but I'm still here. I am so happy to be back for season 2, bitch. I'm thrilled. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. It has been a lovely new year. It is February, and so I am having the time of my life because when we were filming this, we're filming it in January because I wanted to get a head start. And yeah, I love it here. I'm having so much fun. The holidays were great. Got to see my family. New Year's Eve I got to spend at Paramore in this wig that I just restyled right meow. Yeah, it's been so much fun. I hope y'all had fun. I hope y'all are excited for Valentine's Day, which is great if you're sad and single and lonely and nobody likes you. But I want to know what that's like because I frequent orgies, and so I love it. Actually, no, that's not true. It is 2023 and I haven't been to a single orgy yet. And I'm very devastated. Hopefully by the time that this comes out, that will have changed. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, things have been good. It's been festive. It's been fun. I've been doing the gigs. As of when we're recording this, I have scheduled dates at Paramore, which is shocking. Because, like, I'm still not official. And I'm like, oh my God. I love it. I can't believe it. And I am very, very blessed. Hopefully in February I can say the same thing. Like when this comes out, I can say the same things. But who knows? Who cares? Yeah. It's iconic. I have decided that I'm going to stop trying to do celebrity impersonations because every time I fucking do, I look like Jennifer Coolidge's different celebrities. My Mariah Carey illusion, which we will get into, looks just like Jennifer Coolidge. And it's so stupid and so ridiculous, but I am very proud of her for winning the Golden Globe. She literally stole the night. I don't know how much of it is an act or serious, but Jennifer, come on the podcast. I love you so much, please. I ain't got no business flying somewhere to do stuff because I don't got no equipment, but I will get equipment and fly to your place, wherever you would like. Hotel, motel, holiday, and let's fucking do it. But, yeah, this week we have a very extra special guest. They're an icon. They're a legend. They are a lamb. More than anything, they are a lamb. Let it be known. Let the choir sing. And, yeah, they are a prolific podcaster who not only kind of like cornered the market of LGBT podcasters. Yeah, he's gay. I'm so sorry. I just outed him on national television, but it's okay. Everybody on Brazzers already knew. But no, he is honestly a prolific podcaster from iHeartRadio, I believe. I heard our episode on SoundCloud. He was the first person I ever did a podcast with, and I was so nervous and so anxious and didn't know him very well, and I was still battling with my own imposter syndrome and insecurities that on our episode, I didn't say anything of merit. Not a single thing. I didn't add anything to the conversation. I didn't say anything insightful. I was so, like, my heart was fluttering the whole time because I was just so nervous. And I can't wait for him to, like, not say anything insightful on mine. Obviously, not much has changed. But he has been a great mentor to me in this endeavor. And I cannot wait to let me go get him. Sean on the Rocks.
Wait, where am I looking at? Oh, right there. Okay.
Oh my God, how are you?
I'm doing amazingly. By the way, thank you for that introduction. You hit the nail spot on. You didn't say anything insightful. I'm just kidding. You did. You spoke well when you were on our episode. Don't think you didn't.
I sure felt like I didn't say anything. It was nerve wracking because
No.
I don't know. I didn't know you very well, and I felt like it's really hard to say things.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, and that's the entire one of the reasons why I even did what I did. Was it was wonderful to get to know people and put yourself in a different spotlight, so to say, right? And get to know somebody new and have new people get to know you. So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
It was a great opportunity. Like I was like, oh my God, this is terrifying. And I had to come and drag because, it's different meeting people.
You know what
And-
I find so funny is that so many people back in the time. I'm Sean on the Rocks, right? My podcast that I used to host, and what I would notice was that people would come into the studio and then leave with like a hunger or a desire to want to do something of the sort. And I've seen a few people that I had as guests, try to venture out into that area. And I don't say try in a bad way. I say try in the sense that learn all the ropes that go along with it, because I can tell you guys I had my show Sean on the Rocks for 4 years, and it's not an easy mountain to conquer, right? There's a lot of things that people don't understand go into it. Pre-production, getting guests lined up, having, a studio to make sure you go into quality equipment, editing, all the post-production.
Getting ready on time.
Showing up on time, having cocktails for your guests. And, even post-production, marketing, social network. There's so much that goes into it. People don't understand. So I think you're doing a good job.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I do love that you inspired so many different people. Like, well, the most notable one to me is Amber Nix.
Yes, Amber. I think the name of her show was
Nix Fix, but I can't remember exactly the specific.
I gave her that name because I didn't give her that name, but her episode was was the Amber Nix Fix. And it was like, you want your fix of something, right? I could use some.
And you do, because she's great. I love her.
Right, absolutely. But, she did a really great job with hers as well. And she learned it herself. A lot goes into it. Shout out to Mario Jimenez, who really did a lot for me.
So good. So stunning. Y'all were such a great partnership. Because, he did the tech stuff, right? Like, all the technical aspects of it.
Yes. So our partnership was amazing. I was actually just speaking about it to somebody else, but Mario was amazing at what he did and fantastic at getting everything together. And the wonderful thing about Mario was that he was so open-minded, and wanting to learn. If I was going into a topic, he'd be like, what is this? Like, explain it to me.
Explain fisting, but show me. Bend over and let me try it.
Right? And I mean, whether it was sexual jokes, gay lingo, because Lord knows we have our own fucking language. I can say fuck, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Baby, we don't have any sponsors. As of now, I can say whatever the fuck I want. But until we get sponsors, then we'll do it. So.
Well, sponsors are wonderful, but
baby,
that's part of the game of having to get sponsors and have, financial backing and whatnot. So it's not an easy gig to do, but back to Mario. Yes, I will say, Mario was amazing, and he really helped open the door, not just for me to understand a little bit of what he did, but open the door for himself, and he got to learn a lot for himself as well into our community. You met him, right?
Oh, yeah, he's very sweet.
Mario had not met, to my understanding, drag queens before he started his podcast. Podcast with me. Drag queens, right? And it was a whole new world for him, but not the Aladdin style, where it's always enjoyable. Some of it was a little on the,
Well, not all drag queens are created equal.
Not all humans are created equal, but no, not all drag queens are created equal either.
That
right?
part. I love that there's this because I was talking to a comic about drag queens in general, and they're like, well, everyone has to be funny. I'm like, no, honey, I know a lot of drag queens that aren't funny, and it's not a character defect or anything. I don't think every queen needs to be funny. But,
I don't think it's a necessity at all. I think
it helps.
It's like good-looking people. You don't need to be good-looking in life to be successful, but does it fucking help?
That part.
Yes.
Well, it also helps to be good-looking in drag if you can help it, or just have a kitschy gig aesthetic.
Sucking dick is not something everybody knows how to do, but doesn't it help when they do?
Oh yeah, baby.
I'm just saying. So
the life lesson I learned is always swallow, because he may not call you, but he will save your number.
It's like taking part of his soul.
Baby.
And I'm down with that.
My toxic trait is that, and we're talking about something I actually haven't brought up on the pod before, because basically every episode is me repeating stories that I've told every guest.
I wouldn't fucking guess.
Fuck off. No, when I feel like I'm coming down with the cold, I need the extra antibodies to get me through. So
Not mucus.
I'll
So
go-
you're one of the girl that has like mucus coming out when you're sucking dick?
No. Say it like my throat starts to feel a little dry because it's cold season. I'll go suck a dick, and then just that, it'll give me enough energy to get over it, and I'll be fine.
Take
I
that,
won't
NyQuil.
get sick. But no, literally, you've never done that?
If I'm sick, I stay away from people, Ira. I don't put
it's
their pieces
not
of
when
their
I'm
body
sick,
in me.
Not like one lung to the wind, full COVID. It's like a, ooh, something might happen. Is it
okay.
allergies or am I getting sick? And so then I'll do it, and it kind of gives. It's like drinking local honey.
So it's pre-diagnosis.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, if vitamin D is what you need, then
that
go
part.
right ahead.
No, because then I know if that doesn't help, then it was something serious.
something you might want to go to a doctor too.
No, we have the 3-day rule at my house. If you don't
wanna
get
know what
better
that
within
means.
3 days, I went to the ER for the first time since the 90s last year. So it was
Okay.
like, obviously I don't go often. And even then when I went there, like, this is, he didn't say it, but it was a stupid reason to be there. My knee was messed up, but it was something called jumper's knee, which is like a dancing inner.
Do you jump often?
Well, okay, I'm not on my knees as much as you'd think, but no, it's from the shows, like jumping up and down. The one
Got
thing
it,
I'm more
okay.
of like a jumper spinner. I don't do all that crazy shit.
Okay.
But it was just like when he diagnosed it, he was just very like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, it was very that energy.
He saw you as not athletic.
No, it was kind of like this is something people can treat at home, because he was like, all you can do is rest it, raise it, and like take ibuprofen. That's all we can do for you.
Sounds like a fucking baby. Rest it, raise it.
Okay, shake it a little.
Listen, you know, I'm glad you have your extracurriculars going for you,
Baby.
I'm glad that you have different endeavors that you want to venture on. And by the way,
Baby.
let me just say, if you notice, I keep doing this. It's because I'm not used to holding a mic. I'm used to it sitting like this for me.
Well, I had the option. Pat gave me the option of what I wanted to do, and I was like, well, most people are stand-ups or drag queens, and you try and tell a drag queen to talk into this, because then they'll be like this
they're
the whole
they're
time.
not new to that position. I
yeah, but
promise
also
you.
aesthetically, it looks better.
Contacting my fucking agent.
Oh, bitch.
No, but you know, I'm glad to see that you have all of this going for you. This is really neat and
Thank you so
wonderful.
much.
Being sincere when I say like coming in here and sitting here, I haven't done this in years. So for those of you who
It's
don't
been a
know
minute.
me, yeah, those of you who don't know me, my show ran from 2016 to 2020. I actually ended it like on the 4-year anniversary, I think.
Local celebrity.
Right, but that was back in June 2020 when it was over. So I haven't done anything like this since then, and then this is fun. So thank you for inviting me and having me on.
This is actually a long con to get him to start his podcast back, so I can go back on and be better.
If you listen, if you knew how many people always tell me like, bring it back, and I'm like, there's so much that goes into it. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a desire there. There's, you know, I miss having all of the commentary. I mean, I would have people in Mexico. I had people in the UK that would comment and be like, we're listening to you from here. And I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know that was like,
Okay.
y'all were over there. Like, that's great. So, you know.
I didn't know there were peoples in other countries.
Baby, I was on iHeartRadio.
Baby,
you got
they-
that part right. It wasn't a,
okay,
I think,
see, and that's what I
yes.
figured, but I heard ours on SoundCloud.
So, well, because you
That's
were
where I heard
you
it.
were the beginning. So the slow transition, right? We initially got on Apple Podcasts, and then from Apple, I think like a week later was SoundCloud, because anybody can be on fucking SoundCloud. And
Baby.
then from SoundCloud, then we worked our way into Spotify, and then after I believe a year or a year and a half on Spotify, then we worked our way into iHeartRadio. And so iHeartRadio was fantastic. It was wonderful seeing my name like on the website and
See, that's
having my
stunning.
show there and everything.
No.
It was a wonderful feeling. It
When
is.
my name comes up in Apple Podcasts and Spotify, even though I don't have Spotify, but people sent me screenshots, I wanted to cry because I was like, oh my God, I feel legit. When I die, this will be there. Good or bad, I will be there. It makes
Hopefully
me
so. I don't know. So I know with mine, like, my episodes are sporadic. Like, somebody said the other day, hey, I found a thing with your name on it from like 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's still there?
Yeah, no, it's very hard because I was trying to find our episode to re-listen and I
Yeah.
cannot find it anywhere.
I have plenty of them. If you go to Sean on the Rocks on Facebook, 4 separate words, Sean on
That's
the
what I
Rocks,
tried to look
SEAN.
up. I couldn't find it on there.
I found a bunch of episodes, and I was going through like how many views I would get. And I was actually with a friend of mine, And I was like, oh my gosh, like we used to have so much fun going into the studio and doing that. And unfortunately, my following list, it was, I think at one point it topped a little over 20,000, I think, on there. And then it's dwindled down. So I think it's at 15,000 because I haven't posted anything in years. So people that are still there, thank you for holding on. I promise something will come your way soon.
My audience of 25 thanks you.
Listen, let me tell you guys something. It is a very humbling feeling to know that when I first started out, my first year, like I had 30 downloads in a month consistently.
Okay.
Like that was it. And I didn't give a shit if 28 of them were family and friends playing it twice.
Well, see, my favorite thing is that people who like the show really, really like this show, and they will they get excited for every episode, and I'm like, I don't know how to feel genuine emotion, so my reactions always feel fake or acted. So it's like, oh my God, thank you so much. But I don't know how to say that without crying or so. You know what I mean? I don't process emotions like a human.
I question if you are all human.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but that's okay. We love you anyways. I would definitely say that it is a humbling experience going through that. And, I remember when we had signed with iHeartRadio, not signed, but when we had gotten with iHeartRadio, Mario was a huge instrument in helping make that happen because, again, our partnership was amazing. And I thank him endlessly for all the fun that we had because it opened... Ooh, excuse me. Pardon me. It opened a lot of doors, right? And a lot of different experiences with new people. And doing that and then remembering those times when I had 20 people listen, it makes a difference, right?
I love
Going
that.
into, the page and seeing interviews I used to do, and few people had hit, a little over 10,000 just on Facebook, and that's wonderful, It was great to see things like that because I started on my dining room table. I didn't even start in a studio like this, like you, at least you're starting here.
Okay.
I started on my dining room table with like a $40, $50 microphone from Amazon, like... You work your way up. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Well, this was all. My Mario is Pat. He does the technical aspects. Y'all know. He's great. He's amazing. He's got his own podcast empire on Barbacoa Core. He really does multiple podcasts and everything, and produces them and edits them. This is the only one he doesn't edit.
Right.
He runs the tech and I edit everything just because I'm neurotic. And I would have a bunch of notes, and I don't, even though it's super simple, but it's because I love editing. It's my favorite.
So you're
thing.
good at that stuff.
Yeah, that's easy for me.
I'm just gonna start my show back up, and then I'll just have her edit my stuff
Bitch, I'll
because
do
I
it.
never edited my own. That's where Mario was a huge help. Me and your tech guy Pat, we were just talking, and with Mario, I was the talent. I came in and spoke. And that's what people wanted, and that was all I did.
My main talent, I've always said I'm a jack of all trades. I can do a little of everything, but my real talent when it comes to video and audio editing. That's where I'm like...
I didn't know that about you.
I make all my mixes. I do all of the video stuff. Anything you've ever seen between me and Tundra, I've edited those videos. Like, we shot them, but then I would edit them just because I want to be the Stanley Kubrick of drag.
So, well, you somewhat resemble him. I don't know if you've seen him. I'm just kidding.
This is Orson Welles, so
but
I have room to
will
grow.
say, if you do all your video and you do all the video, all the editing, all the photo, everyone uses Photoshop, right? And you still look like that in them?
I hate you so much. There's this filter that looks really good. It's called Off, but I can't use it that much because it was because of I was a guest spot on Duderman Homie Bro podcast, and then Jacob Flores, icon, stand-up comic, somebody I went to high school with who I still want to suck his dick, recently on Grindr.
Again with the dick. You found him on Grindr?
I didn't find him. He's publicly with his face. I feel like you only find people if they are DL and then they send you a picture.
Mm-hmm.
So Jacob would like to get his dick sucked, so suck his dick. Or I will. And that's a threat. No,
not a threat.
But he introduced me to Pat, and what was it? I was a guest on as a bit part on their pod, and then they had me as a full guest. And then Jacob really was like, well, there's not really any LGBT podcasts going on right now. And I was like,
So that was this is where you have your key, okay? So when I started my podcast, no one was doing what I did really in our community. I'm not saying I was the first. I'm sure other people had done something like it. But that's where mine took off because I was doing something that no one else had really gotten that hook on. And my focus was highlighting entertainment in our city that wasn't a RuPaul girl. And that's no offense to RuPaul girls because they are talented in what they do, obviously. Well, some of them. I don't agree with all of them. But at the end of the day, I noticed that there was always the people will show for a Rue girl and not for the local
That
girls.
part.
And so when that kind of settled in my head, and I was, I had done stand-up comedy a few times, and I got a knack for people telling me, like, we love hearing your voice, you're funny. Then I was on the radio for a little bit, and I was like, okay, so then maybe we can turn this into something. And so I'll never forget, you can ask my mother, it was one of the first conversations I had about it, but, it was... my main goal was to shed a light on talent in our community that is usually hidden in the back. And I don't think that's fair because we have so many talented people here, and they deserve that light. And in the beginning, my light wasn't that big to help shine on them, but whatever light I had, I wanted to share it with them. So if you go through the page, you'll see there's rare... anytime I posted just about me, it was usually other people. I interviewed someone who was in a local wrestling league. I interviewed someone who was running for city council and for judge. I interviewed, lots of different people on different ends of the spectrum because I didn't only want what society says are pretty drag queens on my show. I wanted real people that had a talent for what they did, and I wanted to showcase that and give them somewhat of a voice to share with others. So, that sounded real fucking like ITT Technical College or some shit. I'm so sorry.
Not IT Tech, bitch. They're closed. Oh my God. Those commercials.
But I mean, but I mean that. I mean, look at you, right? I'm not saying I'm the cause of this, but when you were early on and figuring things out for yourself, you said it yourself. You were like, I didn't know if I was saying anything insightful. I didn't really have my full ear-ness together. And now look at you, right? You go through these different stages of your life and you experiences, and it helps you build to who you are now.
I kind of knew who I was, but I feel very guarded because there's a lot of shadiness that goes on in the community. How are you warm?
Girl, this fucking light above me.
Baby,
like Mariah
baby.
says no overhead lighting ever.
Baby, that's why we've got all four of these to trust.
And you wonder why I'm fucking hot.
Okay.
I'm surrounded by fucking lights.
It's fine.
Anyways, go on with what you were saying.
I guess that means my light got bigger. No. Sorry. No.
Not sure what that had to do with it.
Because never mind. No, but it was, oh God, my train of thought, bitch. My train is Thomas the Tank Engine, but like decapitated.
We view trains differently.
Oh, baby, I miss him. That's what I'm trying to do after the show. How do you think I'm going to get this makeup off?
So since you're in a little bit of you're confused of where you are, why don't we play a little game that I pieced together?
Down, but first, can I say it just hit me. The train came back.
She doesn't get thoughts often, so we got to let them come out.
Baby. No, so after the first episode dropped, he messaged me, Sean did, and said, hey, what are you doing? Can you call? And I did. And the first few questions he asked was, so why do you want to do this? And we had a very similar answer because I wanted to showcase people who I didn't feel were necessarily getting their flowers, or like you can see them on stage, but you don't know how funny they are back. Like, look at Christy. Nobody would ever guess she's funny.
They don't.
Some people still don't think it.
I
don't. But like Natasha Capri. If you only see her perform, you don't know how stupid that bitch is. Or Tundra. You'd never guess she's funny from how she hosts. But in a legitimate way, you know what I mean. But it was very much like a. I always see the posts about, people only book their friends, and it's not diverse. And I'm like,
I told you that comment too. I said, don't flood your guest list with your friends.
Oh yeah, but it just so happens all of my guests are people I'm friends with, and I'm like, people who have like a very a certain shade of showcast, and this is mostly for like drag shows,
right?
Where they're like, it's an all white cast, and it's all their friends. I'm like, I feel like if you do that, you don't have a very diverse friend group, because I've never done a diverse show for diversity's sake. It has always just been like, I'll book her because I love her. She's great, and I want to work with her.
I just don't have many friends.
Okay,
so I'm not, and that's always been a thing that people would comment on. They would assume I had a lot of friends because I was constantly around a lot of people, but that wasn't the case. It was just people that, having a good time, whatever. I never mind being around new people, right?
That part.
And sometimes it just happens that way. But no, I think that there was a few times when I had friends on, but it was a conversation like, okay, listen, before you come on, understand that, yeah, we're cool, we're friends, but I don't give a shit. I'm still going to ask you stuff that's going to be weird or awkward or, you know, bring up stuff you may not like, because that's the fucking point of what I do. And I'm not going to
part.
hold back on what I do just because you're sensitive.
That part. See, and that's why I wanted to create a space. I also was watching clips of an old show that I used to be obsessed with, which is saying old really, like, but it's something I grew up on, and I realized, oh, there's a lot of parallels between what he does and what I do. The Craig Ferguson show.
Oh,
The
I
Late
was like,
Late Show.
shrooms? What did you grow
which-
up on?
Oh, my God. I was in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario's on his way to save me from Bowser. Tundra Hall's in the studio, and she's wearing a mushroom shirt.
Oh, actually, I didn't even put that together.
I do look like a 1960s Princess Peach, and I'm kind of living for it. But no, I wanted to create a space which is nonsense. I don't want to ask hard-hitting questions. If we get deep, that's
Oh, I love
great.
hard-hitting questions.
I just feel like, in a world of Barbara Walters, be Jennifer Coolidge.
I mean, I guess so, but I want to know why. Like, I want to know why.
Why do you look like that?
Right. Like,
But and I've always thought that the funniest conversations were the ones where it was just two people. Like, it wasn't like, so how was your day? And what did you do when your dad died? And how did you like it when your uncle touched you? Like, you know what I mean? Like the deep questions like that.
I want to know why your heart's not filled, but your hole is.
Baby.
Right? You need to have a balance of questions that you're asking people. So, you know.
Is the trauma from your like orphanage burning down the reason your eyebrows look stupid? Like stuff like that, you know.
What
And
did you
that-
read as a child? I'm
Baby.
very concerned.
Picture books.
That's still what she reads, people. Comprehension level photos.
Oh my God. I can read the braille of pimples. Anyway, so what was this game you wanted to play?
What?
Yeah, some people's body language is braille.
Listen, I got to dab my little sweat here. Okay, we're going to play a game.
When they've got herpes, they're ribs for my
is,
pleasure.
This is called What Was Ira Thinking?
Oh, no!
Okay, so we're gonna do What Was Ira Thinking. Now I'm gonna place my microphone down, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a series of photos,
Oh, God.
and these are photos from Ira's past that I genuinely asked myself, what was Ira thinking? And this goes from makeup to outfit to song selection to overall being in that moment. So we're gonna start that now. I'm gonna place my microphone down. Okay, let me get the
my
photos
God,
ready.
I'll hold it.
All right. Okay. I love it when someone offers to hold it.
Oh, my God.
Alrighty.
So we're getting this show. It may ever come out. It'll be like that one episode with Christy that I took 84 years to release.
If you ever watched my show in the past, you can still look at videos on Facebook. Like I said, Sean on the Rocks. But I loved playing games with people because men play games with me, so why not throw it back at guests, right? Well, you're the host here, so now I'm going to throw the game at you, all right?
My favorite thing was, and I told him before we started interviewing, I was like, with Christy, I was nervous because she was going to take charge. But, like, I didn't realize, it dawned on me as I was driving here, I was like, oh, he did podcasting for years. This is his podcast, and I'm a guest on my show.
You're lucky this is actually my good side, because I was going to pull a Mariah with Andy Cohen and make you swap seats.
Okay.
Fun fact, he's the only... Or she is the only guest. He will sit on the opposite side.
And we are getting into Mariah in a little bit. We are getting into
so
after
first, I believe the year was 2020. The pandemic had just begun, and I want to know what Ira was thinking here.
Oh, I stand by this look. I loved it. That wig is made by Kelly Klein.
Okay.
The cat suit I made during the quarantine. I learned how to do it.
Okay.
The gig was my first gig after quarantine. They were doing one of those parades where they drive by.
Yes.
And so it was my first time painting to actually go out and being
Okay.
in full drag, which, by the way, being in full drag, like driving in a corset and titties and stuff, after a year of not doing it was not it. You can ask, like, I almost died.
That's why
But,
she's chosen to look the way she does now.
baby, trust. I'm excited for the looks this season. I'm playing.
We're ready to see
oh my
them.
God, this is why you listen. But no, it was the theme was red. It was for one of those parades for someone's birthday. So I sat in the trunk of a car that was open. They drove by.
okay.
They went by. I jumped out.
I was
and
like,
then
you
went-
often find yourself in the trunk of a vehicle?
Baby, there's not. Only if it's a hatchback.
All right. So next photo. What was Ira thinking?
Oh, I loved it. That's one of my favorite makeup tutorials. I look so pretty.
This was a tutorial?
Yeah, there's a tutorial for it.
You look fabulous. I
Maybe-
just wanted to see,
Oh,
I
yeah,
wanted to see
no.
if you remembered
I loved it.
it.
That wig was a nightmare, and I still
Okay.
have it. See, this is a bad thing. I have no shame, and I like most of this thing.
You can't have shame to be good at what you do in this
Thank
industry.
you. There's actually a whole video that goes with it that I use as a video backdrop for Rush by Kelly Uchis, and I look so stunning in that video. I'll show you. Baby, the contour was contouring.
Listen, no shame. That's important.
I'm so scared. 1 second.
This one's a little, you rest your arm. This one's a little blurry because I could only find a video to screenshot.
Oh, that's doing.
What was Ira thinking?
That's doing Rush at Luther's, rest in pieces.
Yeah.
And that Fiesta costume was given to me by an old school queen who does a lot of the court benefits. That wig I got at Goodwill, and it had the Betty Bangs in it in the curl pattern.
You look fabulous, but this looks like a piñata.
Oh, baby, because the boys want to hit it. And I did suck a guy's
Doesn't
dick
look
in that
hit,
wig.
So
And if I'm not mistaken,
the wig?
yeah, because he was like, well, okay, I was in San Marcos, and it was at Stonewall, rest in peace. We'll talk about that later. But he was like, it wasn't in this look, but it was in the wig. He was like, can you put a wig on, and then can you stand up? And he said the hottest thing I've ever heard. And he said, can you stand up? I've always wanted to get on my knees and suck a cock. And it was like by Latin men trade, like so hot I wanted to get a room. But no, I had food poisoning, which is why I'm so glowy.
okay.
And you know Felicia Andrews, right?
Of course.
You know how she would do that?
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, Felicia, I'm not feeling well today. Please don't touch me. And she did. I was like, don't touch me, and ran away.
That's Ira's tapeworm phase. Okay.
Bitch, I fucking wish. If I knew I was skinny, then I would have never worn clothes.
Now, I just want to point out, I'm a fan of all of these looks. Okay. This is not to insult you. This is because I love that you love what you do. I had to ask you what you were thinking. So.
I was
What was
Smurfette.
Ira thinking?
I was Smurfette at San Japan. It was my first time doing blue makeup. I had gout, so I had to wear sneakers. Not
Bitch.
I had 2 yellow Amazon wigs stacked up on my head, and the headband was to cover the edges. Sharkeisha has that costume because it's that dress, and then it had a slingshot
Okay.
that goes with it.
Okay.
But I did Smurfette for our show, Electric Aura, and it was at San Japan, and I think that was our first year doing it. It's a cosplay drag show.
Okay.
And so I did that, and then I changed and turned into Mystique for the second one.
Okay.
But I hadn't gotten a grasp on blue makeup. It should look
Yo,
blue.
this heat is getting to me. All right, so.
Can we move the fan
can we move
slightly
the
for
fan
him?
a little bit over here? A bitch is sweating.
Sean, have you ever seen the 2.0 version of the Fiesta costume?
Wait, are we pausing?
No.
Oh, okay. No. Oh,
There's
like
a thing
Jim
called-
Carrey in The Mask.
I hope you choke.
Come on, sweetie. I don't know how to do that.
Oh my God. Does this feel better?
So, it does feel better for you?
Baby, I feel lovely regardless.
Oh,
The
well, you
fan
look
was-
lovely regardless.
The fan
so
was
that's
pointed
important.
at me.
Oh, that's why I'm seeing you're fucking sweating. This bitch gets the fan.
The fan and all the lights are pointed at me.
All right, so this is one of my favorites.
Oh!
What was Ira thinking?
Did you see that whole video?
I watched it.
Oh my God. It was a makeup tutorial. If it's what I'm thinking, it's a makeup tutorial with Scarlett Kritz and I, where we were trying to do
Yes.
this whole 90s thing, but I got the dates confused a lot.
Yes.
A lot. It was ridiculous. Oh, I hate my makeup, but that was fun. Because
All right.
the video is a whole lesson in improv for somebody who had never done improv before, and I hadn't done comedy. I don't think I'd even hosted a show yet. And I stand by most of those jokes because it's so bad. It's
You
so
have to
bad.
stand by. I always say, my opinion. We have another comedian in the room, not you. But you, in my opinion, you are not a true comedian until you've been booed. You have to have gone through being booed to go through that experience. It's like
I don't-
audience rejection.
I don't get boos. I do get awkward pauses where I'm like, ooh, fuck. I did bomb for the first time last year, like at the end.
Okay. Well, I mean, it
It
has to happen.
No, it was a roast, and I bombed hard. I never understood it, and then I was like, "They're like, you did good, you did good." And I was like, "No, I could have done so much better."
It's
It
like
was
being
not
rejected.
it.
It's the equivalent of the need to be rejected at a glory hole.
Oh, bitch, no, I hate
That's
that.
bad.
If you're
So-
ugly, and they don't want you in a glory hole. Oh. But Michelle, I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Let's see if you remember the name you gave yourself in this video, because this is another still shot. What was Ira thinking?
I know it's Russian, and it was Katya's sister, but I can't remember the name.
Svetlana's fat cousin. No, it's Katya's fat cousin, Svetlana.
And that wasn't like a joke makeup either. That was that was my skills.
You didn't think I was gonna come on here and not have something.
Not
good
a lash.
I need to give the audience something.
Not
of
a highlighter
the Ira they
contour.
don't see here.
Not a top lip. My brows look the same.
Yeah.
Nothing really changed with my brows. I was like, if you keep them grounded in reality, you can kind of
You
go
look
wherever.
like you're angry because Taco Bell didn't stay open long enough
No,
for you.
I was angry because they replaced Wiener Schnitzel with Taco Bell. That's when those were taken.
I'm sorry, Wiener Schnitzel's not there for you.
I'm still upset about it.
All right. What was Ira thinking?
Oh, I look so good. I look so good, bitch.
But what were you thinking? What was this for?
It was for Halcyon.
Okay.
I don't know if I was guest hosting or just special
Couldn't
guest.
tell by the junk at the bottom in the background.
Because we were upstairs.
Right.
That wig was new and it's really long. And
Okay.
I think I rolled my eyes in that video too. It's really stupid. Kendall Andrews made that dress and I added the cape.
Okay.
Yeah. My
Okay.
body looks great in that video.
Yes, you did. I mean,
Like,
you
look
still
sad.
do, but you
also,
did.
we need to have a moment of silence. This is a pod exclusive. I got to put this down for a second. Something horrible happened the weekend of New Year's, and I'm going to be vulnerable for a second. So apparently, after New Year's Day show, I left one of my breasts at the show. And because it was the suspicious looking one, it got thrown away.
That's suspicious.
So one of my tits is gone.
How does the breast look suspicious?
It had a chunk out of it.
Were you hungry?
No, but he
Why was
was.
it-
But
Oh.
then now I only have one actual boob, and as Diablo said, I'm a survivor, so I don't know what I'm gonna do because they were so perfect.
They
but
threw your tit away.
Continue the game. I'm
Okay.
titless now,
We
so
ha-
we're gonna get creative with these looks for a bit.
We actually only have one more left. It's
God.
Probably my personal favorite.
Oh God.
I think this was recent. What was Ira thinking?
Got any grapes? So we had just seen Lady Gaga.
Okay.
And we were in, Tundra was there. It was, no, she wasn't. Oop. It was me, Diablo, and Natasha. And we were
Okay.
at the gas station right before they closed at the, where is it? Near our hotel in Houston. And Diablo had a hat, that stupid hat on because she took her wig off and thought, well, if I wear a hat, nobody will clock me. And I was like, you stupid bitch. And so then, what was it? We were singing the Duck song when I put it on the top of my bun because I had a bun, I think, underneath or something. No, I
Maybe.
took my hair off.
I just fucking realized
something.
that's like a duck.
Yeah, it's a duck. And
Yeah,
we did the
okay.
whole,
I just
got
realized
any
that.
grapes? And Natasha said no, and I waddled away.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you. That was. I wanted to do something similar to when they have celebrities do their Vogue looks and they go through their
baby.
history of their looks. I had to do that with you.
I
want
love
to know what
that.
you were thinking.
I loved it. Well, I love most of those looks. Svetlana could go because it was like a blazer that I'd cut up the arms to make it look cape-ish. Hated that.
I loved that was actually probably one of my top 3 because
sh-
it was very Anna Nicole.
Oh God! In the later years,
She's fabulous.
Yes. What was it? Shout out to Biggie Taters in a state that's not ours. She does an amazing Anna Nicole look. I love her so much.
Oh, then yeah. You have to show me that then.
Yeah, she's the winner of Camp Onakiki season 3, Geneva Convention. That's her mother.
I understood everything you
Biggie
just
Taters
said.
is good. It was words with consonants.
Got it.
Oh my goodness. Are
What?
you good? You warm?
I'm good. I'm actually cooling down now.
Oh, good, bitch. Good.
It's your looks kind of
Baby, I'm surprised
Turn
you
the
didn't bring
heat
the
off.
SpongeBob one.
SpongeBob one.
Yeah, my SpongeBob dress. My iconic SpongeBob dress.
It didn't make the cut.
That turned into a leotard.
I needed the ones that gave me the reaction
The
for the
deep
people in
cuts.
the room here.
Baby.
Yeah.
Oh, and about the one with the blonde hair, like the similar in that makeup. That's what taught me that doing those tutorials with my friend Marshall. I love you so much. He really motivated me to do YouTube videos.
Okay.
At a bit during pandemic, and so that taught me how to do this new eye that I've been doing.
I like
'Cause
it.
I'm obsessed, and just like fuck off, Tundra. She wants to be included so bad.
I should have gotten that. You
I
know,
look like a squishmallow.
I almost did do that look, but in that look, that photo is with you and Tundra together.
Yeah,
And when I
in case we break up, we want this to edge out.
Obviously.
And in case we have another falling out.
But when you do that and the photo is smaller, and then when you send it like that, it
Oh, they
comes
look
bigger,
ridiculous.
It was So
I
that's why
love
I
it.
didn't do that photo.
But no, yeah, and then I was in a vintage nightgown. I just love that look specifically because during quarantine, you don't makeup doesn't always feel the best, most glamorous, especially when you're getting a quarantine just to do videos. But that day, no one could tell me shit, no bitch.
That's why I'm drinking. Anytime I see a drag queen during the day, I cannot be sober.
So what are you drinking?
You want to taste it?
No.
Just vodka. Oh, vodka. It's my fun water. This was a Christmas gift from a friend of mine.
Aw.
Yeah, but
I did ruin his game.
First of all, did you fucking know? And I don't know this. Some of these fucking tumblers are twist tops.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that. I was at home, spent a day trying to
thought it was-
pry the thing open. It wouldn't come open.
I thought it was common knowledge.
Apparently, fucking not.
Oh.
But either way, yeah, it's
You
vodka.
had a podcast. Damn.
I love. Listen, I was drunk while I did it. so,
Okay, that
yeah.
makes so much sense.
I-
You were drunk at 8 a.m. No, stay drunk
I was
from
like,
the night
is
before.
that shocking to you?
Baby.
Oh yeah. I mean, at some
was
point,
so
it's like, well, it's
early.
already 6. You might as well stay up.
Well, I always say that's why after hours and brunch were invented, because you go clubbing till 2, you get your food at 3, and then you go to afters from 4 to 6, and then you eat some more, and then you go to brunch so you can just keep drinking.
I've never done that.
Me neither. I don't party. But Sean had this great idea for a game that would literally any other drag queen would have jumped at the chance.
I was initially going to do Can Ira guess the flavor?
Of
And
alcohol.
I was going to go to the store and buy this bitch several drinks to taste from. And then I found out she doesn't drink. So
Yeah,
something told me, so I called her before I got to the store.
But I act like this sober. It's so fun.
I would love to see you drink.
Maybe. Well, when I did, what was it? I've been drunk twice, and my jokes just get really bad, and then I went to sleep and woke up fine.
In your whole life?
Yeah.
I've been drunk twice in a day. God, only her whole life, just twice?
Yeah. Well, maybe 3 times. 1 time was accident, but 2 twice were on purpose.
Try drinking next time you want to make people laugh.
No. I am so, like, it will fuck with my anxiety. I have to be in control.
Oh, another fucking Christy Waters.
I'm
Can't
one of
do anything
those.
because she wants to be in control of
Christy
everything.
gets drunk. She's fine. And I can tell when she's drunk when she's...
Yeah, she actually starts
Sister.
caring about. She cares about people around her.
when she initiates physical contact, I'm like, oh, she's gone.
Yeah, but
She
it's not
shouldn't be
very
driving.
often.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in control. Do what you got to do. You want to take me across state lines? Fine. Not to Mexico. I look real kidnappable.
I would
think I'll
love
make
to
it
get
back.
sex trafficked.
Don't say that.
Why? All the foreskin I could eat? Love it. No, and then, like, I'm very offended that they're doing that sex trafficking thing where they put the zip tie on the door, and I've never once gotten a zip tie on my
A
door.
zip tie on the door.
Yeah, they put a zip tie on the passenger side door to mark which ones they can kidnap, which ones they want to sex traffic, and I have not gotten a zip tie once. I'm going to start putting one there so people, like, get the idea that I'm willing. I'm the only person I feel that I would probably get my kidney stolen, but it's fine. I got another one.
No, that's not.
Speaking of kidneys, Mariah Carey has kidneys.
Yes,
Tell
she
me about
does.
your love of Mariah Carey.
My love of Mariah Carey. Oh
'Cause
my
it's
God, where
deep
does it begin?
and long.
It's deep and long. Yes, much like. Never mind. Yeah, I love Mariah Carey because, I mean, first of all, as a kid, I mean, hearing a voice like that, Whitney Houston too. I loved Whitney Houston. Rest in peace. But something about Mariah Carey was just always stuck with me. And then as I got older and found out she wrote all of her own music and then all of that, then that goes to show like true artistry. And then I remember when the whole glitter thing happened, which by the way is not that bad of a movie. Watch it if you haven't.
9/11, but
It was
Have you
released
ever
the same week as 9/11.
But have you ever seen that picture of somebody with the glitter poster with 9/11 happening?
Yes,
Oh,
it's horrible.
Iconic.
But then when that whole thing happened, and then 2005 happened when she like came back, and it was like, I remember she did some interview and she was just like, I listened to Prince and he said you never write off true talent and true artistry. And so it's like one of those things that just always stuck with me. Like when you're good at something, you're good at something. And people are going to tell you you're not, and you're not. But people are going to tell you that you're not. And you can listen to it or you cannot listen to it. When I first started doing my show, I remember people telling me, you're not funny. Like, no one's going to listen to that. Like, I heard that I heard it when it was doing well.
Oh,
Like,
baby.
they'd be like, I saw your video the other day, and I didn't think it was that good. And I'm like, but you watched it?
Well, you know what my favorite part about what we do is?
What?
That numbers don't lie. So people are like, oh, nobody's watching it. And
Yeah.
then you see the views slowly going up and stuff. And you're like,
Yeah.
like the engagement. And I will preach this till the cows come home. I don't care if you don't like me or not. I can see that you've seen it, whether or not you react.
Yeah.
So I'm like, to me, it was like a... They don't have to give me the hearts and the reacts and stuff, but the views will always be there.
Yes, and I mean, even down to guest choice. I mean, I remember I had one specific guest from here in San Antonio, and I won't say names because I never name drop when the mics are on. But, I remember going out after that episode, and a lot of people were upset with me, and I was like, why? Like, just because you have your anger towards someone... doesn't mean I need to share that. And at the end of the day, even if this was someone I didn't like if I didn't like you and you had invited me on, I still would have fucking came here because exposure, conversation, maybe this would have made me like you. Maybe it would have made me hate you more. I don't know, but why not go for the opportunity to find out?
No, and I feel like as interview podcasters, because there are podcasters like the Junior Man Homie Bros, who it's not necessarily interview style. It's them talking about their perspectives and their... Like, they might have interviews, but it's usually just...
Conversation.
But ours, we
Right.
interview people to learn more about them or just to make them say horrible things on camera.
Right.
So we're Switzerland. We're going to have... I'm going to have guests you might not approve of or like, but it's because I have a connection to them, I am indebted to them in some way, or I just want to hear their perspective. And it's like, if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. Your relationship to the other person has nothing to do with me.
Right.
I'm not here to please anybody. As a matter of fact, I make this show as if nobody's watching and it's something I would want to watch.
There you go.
And so that's been the motto, is like, I can rewatch them because I will film it. I'll listen just enough to do some of the editing. I'll make sure the video looks fine, and then I won't listen to it until it's released. Oh.
What I will say is that when I first started, I remember I hated hearing my voice, and Mario would tell me, "You need to go back and play this again." And I'm like, "No, I don't wanna." And then, like, as a couple years passed by, like, I was like, "Bitch, play that shit." Like, I sound fucking good. Like, eventually you start to like to listen to what you've done, and like, I would pick at things and be like, "Oh, why the fuck did I ask that like that?" But then I'd be like, "Bitch, no one would have said that. Why did I say that like that? Because I was good."
See, I black out whenever doing this, and I don't want to I don't have enough time usually when I'm editing to like listen to everything. I know, okay, we're gonna do the little effects that I want to do, the intro, outro, and then we'll layer the audio and do all of that. And then by the time it's exported, it's already been like 2 hours. So I'm like, I don't need to spend another hour listening. So I will make sure visually and technically it's good. And then what will be, unless there's a certain part we need to cut out, which there have been a few times, but very few and far between. Usually what's in the camera is what gets uploaded with minor edits. But yeah, no, and then I'll listen to it at work. Because I'm
Really?
because I'll forget
Not
things.
doing your job.
I'm high functioning ADD bitch. No, but it's like it's something that I can like. Oh, I forgot I said that, or I
Yeah,
forgot
right.
we said that, or that's really funny, or that's
Right.
really stupid, or I didn't see that they looked like that.
Not that they look like that.
No, like they did that. I didn't realize they did that reaction. I love to do it. I'll do one pass after where it's listening to the things I said, and then
Okay.
the next pass is listening to what the guest and focusing on them.
Okay.
Because I would like to see what I can do better.
Right.
Or how I could say things better.
And that can help you in the future. So
yeah.
absolutely keep doing what you're doing.
I need to do media training, bitch, ASAP.
I'll help you with that. You
Darling,
just-
I need to do an episode my
you'll get a
aunts
bill,
can watch.
but-
Baby,
Do what?
that's fine. I need to do an episode my aunts can watch.
They should be able to watch all of them.
No, I don't want to. I don't. We get.
Oh, you don't want to run that
raunchy.
road?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
because one of my aunts tried, and I was like, no, I will do an episode specifically where I try and keep it as clean as I
girl,
can.
I'm sweating in here. It is hot.
Baby, oh my god, do you want to trade? Here, let's trade spots.
No.
Come on, bitch. Come.
No, that's my bad side.
I don't care.
No,
You can-
I care. So I want to sit
You'd
here.
rather be hot?
I would rather be hot.
Oh my god. See, I got into Mariah Carey last year. Because, yeah, she was okay.
32 years older
like-
than you? Like
Yeah.
32 years into her career?
She was okay. She was all right. Like, she was just kind of like I didn't like her fashion in the 2000s.
You guys are wonderful.
Because I didn't like 2000s fashion. Like the little two pieces and the butterfly tops. Those aren't for me.
So she came out in 1990.
No, I know, and I was born in 94. So like
That hurt.
My conscious memories of her is like the spaghetti strap shoes and the little two pieces and tan Raya where she's extra tan.
Oh my gosh, I have to interrupt you because that air feels amazing. Thank you for
Baby.
whoever did that. All
And
of you
if you
back
can
there.
hear it on the camera, I don't give a fuck, bitch. It's Texas.
It's
Y'all know the
hot.
score. But
Well, it's cool outside. That's why I wore a scarf. But then getting in here, I was fine. Then I got around all of these fucking lights.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny?
Well-
I even asked Christy Waters because she came over and we were watching your episode with her.
God.
And yeah, I know. Could have been better. But I'm just kidding.
Could have been you.
But I literally asked her, I said, it's so bright. Is it hot in there? Because everybody who fucking knows me knows I sweat easy. And she was like, no, it wasn't bad. And I was like, okay. And then when I got here, I was like, it's not bad. It's cool. But then sitting in front of these fucking lights,
well,
it
I
gets you.
still think, Pat, out of any podcast you have, do any of them else use this many lights? Yeah, we all do. Okay, stunning.
So you remember our studio?
Yeah.
It didn't have this many lights.
Baby-
And we still looked good.
Baby.
Well, I did.
Baby, that's why you film it at 8 in the fucking morning, so you get the sun shining through that one window.
Our schedule was it went, sometimes it was the morning, sometimes it was evening. It was mostly depending on how much I
I will
drank.
never do a morning podcast,
Even though it's Good Morning
period.
Darlings.
It's not a morning show.
I know, but it's just funny.
It's because
yeah.
of Vegas Van Cartier. Because no
Who's
matter
that?
Vegas from Austin.
Oh
you know
yes,
Vegas.
I'm so sorry, Vegas. I didn't mean that.
But you know, no
I did
matter
not mean
if you've
that.
seen her at a certain time and you're like, "Hi Vegas, good morning," and she says it so earnestly that it could be like 4 a.m. and you're like, "It is the morning."
So-
it could be 7 p.m. and you'd be like, "Yeah, it's morning."
Anytime I hear the name Van Cartier, my mind immediately goes to Sister Act. I completely void the first name, and I
Dolores.
think of Dolores. So my apologies, Vegas.
So are
I
you
do know
excited?
who you are.
Did you hear that they're doing the third one?
Yes, very excited for it. As long as Disney gets their shit together.
I'm
and
upset that
completes
Kathy Najimy
everything.
might not be in it.
Why Najimy?
Najimy.
Why wouldn't she be in it?
Because they talked about Whoopi's been talking about it on The View. I don't watch, but I've watched that part. I've been keeping up with it.
You don't
She
watch
wants
The
to-
View?
I used to, but I don't. I'm not up at that time. I'm asleep. I work overnight.
Bitch, YouTube.
I watch clips. I know
Okay.
what's happening.
Ish.
I'm still tuning in for Barbara. What was it? No.
Rest in peace, Barbara.
Aw. We will miss you. No, but Whoopi wants Kiki Palmer, and she's going to do it. She's got a lot of the other actresses doing it. But then Kathy said she hadn't heard anything about it. And Whoopi wasn't like, come do it, like she had the other actresses. And I'm like,
Well, I think Lauren finally paid her taxes, so she can finally be in the third one from the
thank you
second
so
one.
much. Whoopi also went to the UK recently and made a public plea on television to get Maggie Smith to come do it.
Yes, I do remember seeing that. And Tyler Perry's, it's in his studio, I believe. They're going to do it on Tyler Perry
but
Studios.
if
Yeah.
Kathy's not there, I'm going to be bitter because she was one of my favorites.
I don't blame you.
I love her.
Gotta love Kathy. I mean, from that to Sister Act to
King of the Hill.
was Kathy Najimy
She's
in King of the Hill?
Peggy.
Is she?
She's Peggy Hill.
Holy shit! I didn't know that. I just learned something new.
And Brittany Murphy was Luann.
Oh, Brittany Murphy. I do miss Brittany Murphy.
Same.
Yeah,
but
she was
I
a good
hadn't
one.
seen that many movies of her. I had seen Clueless and I had seen Happy Feet.
You never seen, what is it, Uptown Girls with
Nope.
the little girl? You never saw the one where she, unfortunately, same as her life, she died in the bathtub in the movie, and sadly she died in the bathtub
Is
in
it
real
just
life.
me
but-
or is that Whitney Houston?
No, Whitney Houston did die in a bathtub too, and unfortunately, so did her daughter. It's horrible.
No, I know. I
Yeah.
learned that you don't make bad jokes about that.
No,
the day
that's
after
why I
someone
won't, but
dies.
I'm just speaking
No,
truth.
no, no,
That's
no, no.
how they
I meant
die,
like
yeah.
I believe in dark humor because I have a very dark sense of humor. But you don't joke the day after somebody died because I made a Bobby Christina joke the day after, and the audience got quiet and was like, "Moving on."
You can make dark humor, and you can make bad jokes with good timing. It's all about how you present it, and if you have the right audience, right?
It wasn't the right audience.
Like it was not the right
They
audience
didn't
for you.
know there was going to be a show.
Like Neil Patrick Harris, right? Everyone loves him as this, gay actor, but so many of them forget that right after Amy Winehouse died, he had at his Halloween party on the table a spread that was like Amy Winehouse's dead body, and it was extremely done in poor taste, horrible taste.
So many
and so many people forget
preservatives.
that because that was back in 2011, which rest in peace, Amy. But yeah, that was horrible.
That's
you can
wild.
make like fun Amy Winehouse jokes, Whitney Houston jokes, and they can be from dark humor. They just have to have the good timing and the right audience to go along with it.
My little cousin Nikki, she's not little anymore. She's of age, like not of age. She's like 21, 22, something
That's of
like
age.
that. No, I'm. Fuck, she's just little to me, but because everyone is. But no, the year Steve Irwin died for Halloween, she was Steve Irwin's ghost with the little stingray. And then but then her brother was the crocodile ghost hunter. So he went around with a net trying to get the ghost of the crocodile hunter, which was his sister.
That's too much to have to
I
explain
love
for
my
a
family.
costume.
No, it was great because it was at our church thing. I was Inspector Gadget, and they had jokes. And I was like,
if you're in on it and you know it, great. But
No.
I wouldn't fucking know that scene.
but he just looked like he was a explorer, like with the khaki stuff in the net, and you could tell Nikki was the crocodile hunter because she had the little stingray with the little red tip taped to her chest. In case y'all wonder why I am the way I am, my family's nuts, and I fucking love it.
But they don't want to watch your episodes.
no, they do want to watch my episodes. I don't want them to watch my
Oh,
episodes.
Well, I mean,
They don't need to be knowing I've been doing sex.
the sex.
They don't need to know I do the sex.
The sex with a wig on.
No, that was then. But I didn't have any makeup on. There wasn't a lash, so it
It's a scary thought.
doesn't count if you're a top. What?
You no. Oh, that's right. He wanted to
Yeah, it was
suck
great.
your dick.
But he was like very by Latin men trait. Like he was so hot, I gotta like instead of doing it in my car out of his apartment complex from his family, I did it. I actually got a room. He was so hot, I wanted to get a room.
She paid for a room.
Bitch, this was years ago.
Oh my goodness! I
It
just
was-
can't with you.
He was so hot, bitch.
You know what? Maybe if the man is fine enough, sometimes you
No,
make
it was lovely.
So yeah,
I was like, I didn't mind wearing my little Betty Page wig, my Goodwill wig,
Betty.
my gray blue Betty Page.
Use it come as glue or what?
No, bitch. Just two long pins on the side. I didn't need to do anything that physical. He didn't even want to pull it. He just wanted me to have the wig on.
people in there. You know, I never kink shame. I never
I do.
fantasy
Some kinks should
shame.
be shamed.
Do what you want to do, what makes you happy, as long as you're not harming other people. But some of them, I'm just like, what is that?
Baby.
You know, you sat and thought about that, and that was what you decided. So,
What if somebody's kink is getting kink shamed?
huh?
What is somebody's kink is getting kink shamed?
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Oh, well.
A kink.
Your kink
That's
being
what
kink
they
shamed?
like, is being kink shamed.
Yeah. So you got to shame
I
them.
think I've heard of that, but it's fucking 2023. Anything is possible these
Baby,
days.
can you
so-
believe we made it to 2023? Because I
Yes.
can't.
Yes.
Baby,
It's-
I'm like, we're still here.
We are, and we should be thankful for that, right? Another day, another
Baby,
blessing.
I was like, can I get dark for a second?
Yes.
So I had really intrusive thoughts the last week of 2022 because severe anxiety, depression, you know. And so as I'm in the midst, I'm like, I got to make it to this year, come hell or high water.
That's right.
And I did. So that, I mean, like, it's a happy ending.
We're happy for you that
but
you're
no.
here.
I went to go to a Chinese restaurant and I got my fortune cookie at the end and I was going to eat it. I was like, well, let's see what the year. Bitch, in the depths of my despair, there wasn't a fortune in the fortune cookie. The world really said, do it, bitch. And I was like, it was so horrible. I couldn't help but laugh.
Well, imagine getting a fortune that said tomorrow's not promised. I feel like that would have been worse.
No, not getting
Right?
anything is worse.
No, because you don't know if it's good or bad. There's a potential out there.
It said you don't have a future, bitch. And
I don't know if I read that as that.
But I was like, but it was one of those things that's so like fucked up. I couldn't help but laugh. And I was like, bitch, this is ridiculous. It was great. It's a great story to tell. Why am I yelling
Was
so
the food
loud?
good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my favorite Chinese restaurant in Floresville called Rice to Go. So good. They finally reopened.
Floresville,
So much
where's
food.
that?
It is 45 minutes away from here. I live near there.
That's right. You don't live near here.
Yeah, I live. So I didn't get up at I met you at 8 a.m., but that means I woke up at 6 to leave at 7.
Yes. I forget you have to drive a long
But
way.
I like it because if I don't want to see any of you hoes, I don't have to worry about running into you at the grocery store.
Very true.
I was like, as much as I would like
What do y'all have out there?
Walmart, HEB.
Oh, y'all have normal stuff?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I
All
don't
10
fucking
toes,
know.
8 fingers.
When I was a kid and I grew up, right? I grew up in the shirts area, and everyone's like, "That's the same thing as San Antonio," and I'm like, "Bitch, I shopped at a Piggly Wiggly when I was
never
a
had
kid."
one of those. We
Yeah,
had a
we didn't
Super
fucking
S.
have an HEB yet.
We had Bauman's and Super S.
I've heard of Super S.
Yeah, a long
so
time. And now it's a Tractor Supply.
there you go. Good old country living.
Baby.
I bet, are the men hot out there?
When they're not trying to kill you, yes.
Oh yeah. Forget country, red.
I'm like
Area.
Yeah, and they're all hard workers, so like their hands are dirty, so you're gonna get a yeast infection so quick.
Why does that equate to a yeast infection?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know what biology class you attended, but
If you get a little sand in the oyster, it makes a pearl. So I assume if you get a little grease in the oyster, it gives you issues.
I think you need
later.
to visit oysters again and see how that really
Do
fucking
you
works.
like seafood?
I don't,
Me neither.
but I love sushi.
I don't like any seafood.
I
don't like any fish.
I know that sounds weird, but like I don't want like baked catfish. I don't want like none of that stuff. Maybe fried shrimp every once in a while, but sushi, raw meat is always best, baby. So you know you can't get around.
So you
that.
like rare steaks and stuff?
always medium rare,
Oh, I like medium. Well to medium well. It just depends how I'm feeling.
baby. I don't know if you're questioning how the food is cooked. Listen, I love you, but you know, come on, we got to throw jokes out there, right?
That moment. Well, the reason I am as big as I am, I make my dresses big so I have room to grow. But
You actually look, I want to say, like exactly the same that I can remember.
Thank you.
From when and that was years ago. So that means
Considering
you haven't gained weight.
No, I have to stay consistent for my costumes. I gained weight during quarantine. I
We
gained
all
so
did.
much. No,
Yeah.
because my outfits fit Natasha. They're made really tight. They
Yeah.
can fit somebody skinnier than me because I have a very specific way I like to fit. When I had 2 breasts, no. So like as I started, the stuff that was like big on me started to get really tight, and was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I gotta lose weight. So I started after the shows started up again. I had all because I would eat a lot, but I would work it off in the shows, and then not doing the shows for a year really fucked me up.
Yeah,
but
you look at Shaun of the Rocks and those videos and pictures. I was so much skinnier. I'm gonna get back to that weight, but quarantine fucked a lot of us up.
you look great.
Well, thank you. I never said I didn't. I'm just saying I gained weight, bitch.
Whenever I'm like, oh, I'm so fat. No, you're beautiful, bitch. I said fat, not ugly.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, it's a work in progress, right?
That
Having the
part.
right mindset,
That part.
heading down the right path and trying to be conscious of what you're eating, taking in, swallowing dick. It's a lot easier than swallowing fried chicken.
I love fried chicken. I hope
Can you
we
do
get
that
some
thing where
after.
I should have brought fucking wings and we could have seen
Oh, I don't eat bones. Why are you paying for bones?
what?
Why am I paying to eat bones?
Because
I
I'm a
want more
fucking
chick-
primate. I'm
But-
like carnal. I want to eat it.
I
off
want
of the
more
bone.
chicken.
Do you
I
like
want more chicken.
flaccid dick or do you like
I
hard
like
dick?
both.
Oh, I mean, I don't mind putting a flaccid one in and letting it grow like a gummy worm.
No,
but,
you finish him and then you keep going till he does it again.
or that too. But
See,
either
this
way,
is why my aunts can't watch the podcast. No, but I don't like because of the little veins and the gross stuff. I hate chicken on the bone. It's
But
disgusting.
you swallow.
Yeah, but
makes sense.
it's great. It's not. There's not veins. Well, I mean, there is, but I don't have to rip them apart.
You don't have to rip them apart when you're eating the chicken either. You just fucking chew and swallow.
But that's disgusting. I would be vegan if I like vegetables.
Girl, I'll never listen. We're all beautiful in our bodies. Everybody's great. We're all kumbaya fucking yeah. But I question when I see really big vegans because I'm like, when did you start? And is the lettuce fried?
How many vegans
And
did you have?
I'm not insulting them. I'm curious. Like, fuck, I thought point of being vegan was a healthier diet, and I'm just curious. I'm not skinny, so it's not like I can have much room to say. But
I love when I
I'm
make
just
fat
curious.
jokes when I'm corseted or in my drag body, and people go, "But you're not fat." I'm like, "Honey, darling, if you you don't realize how huge I am." I'm like, I like to think I'm like an Amazonian goddess because I am.
You are tall.
I'm tall and
Yeah.
I'm big, but in pictures I just look like a normal person until you see me next to somebody. You're like, "Oh, that's a big bitch."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's lots of girls that are like that. I have not been out to the bars in over 3 years, actually.
Change it. I have a show.
But I remember I would meet people that would come into town, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's a lot of women."
Yeah.
Like in photos, a lot of them don't look like.
They don't look that big.
No,
then you
and
get there
not
you're
like big in
oh.
a bad way. Like I'm talking like statuesque.
like scaled up.
Yes.
I've always said that I'm big, but it's not just a fat thing. I'm scaled up.
Yeah. Like, Mariah Carey, that's one thing she said, and there's a picture of her and Paula Abdul. Now, Paula Abdul's already tiny.
I'm obsessed
But when
with
you look at the
Paula.
picture of them together, it's like an 8th grader hugging a basketball player. Like, it's funny because Mariah's like, people think I'm small and not
Oh.
realizing she's not.
Well, that's also what I really got into Mariah last year is because she didn't have to, she just walks. And I have a similar shape to her.
Oh, I would.
No, but like recently, the way that she's been like doing her body, although there is one interview where they did her dirty and you could see her contour all right here when she was a little heavier. But we aren't
Oh,
gonna hold
yeah.
it.
And she
You
was in
know-
the green.
Yeah,
I think it was like a
she's
green.
just this
Yes, and
all
she's like laying
and
down
you
and
can see
going
the
like
brown.
this.
I was like, Mariah, no.
I was like, Mariah, did your team not show up? Fire them
but,
all.
But with her shape lately, I was like, oh, I got to do that. But every time I do, I just look like Jennifer.
She's one of
Coolidge.
those. She's one of those women that fluctuates, and I do. It's hard staying thin. I don't know how you fucking people do it,
Baby,
And I know they're like dedication to the gym. Like, listen,
So live your life miserable. Go
I-
eat a salad, bitch.
from 2015 to 2016, I lost 97 pounds. I lost almost 100 pounds.
You went through a breakup?
No, I saw myself in the mirror and I wanted to break up with that bitch.
You just have a
So-
funhouse mirror to make yourself stay skinny.
So I remember-
I'm gonna look skinny in this one.
I went through that whole like I want to lose weight and get healthier, and I did it, and that's where right when I started my show. So I began it, and I would comment on like how my workouts at the gym were and things like that, and I carried that into the longer years. I held that lifestyle for about 4 or 5 years, but then once that pandemic hit,
Oh, baby. See, and
ordering food was so easy,
oh,
and I'm like I can't
I
just not finish it.
was just at home cooking stuff all the time because I don't like snacks. I want to eat. But what was it? No, my size has never been that big of an issue. Although I remember when I started drag, somebody's like, "You're gonna be so pretty when you lose weight." That's what someone told me. And
I'll never
also,
understand that comment.
nobody was wearing like everyone who was big was wearing like empire waist gowns or
Yeah.
peplum. Nobody was doing the shapely thing that I want to do. And I've always been like, the only way my weight affects me or becomes an issue is when I'm no longer physically able to do the stuff I can do normally.
Right.
As long as I can still do the shows and be physically active and do the dance moves I need to do that I have always been able to do, then I don't care.
As long as I can see my cock, I'm fine.
Oh.
It's when you can't see it that's a problem.
But I don't need to
because
see
the
it.
gut
Other
is so
people do.
big.
I just can never tell if I have shoes on. Back when I had tits,
You do need to be able to see it, because then how else are you going to watch that guy give you head?
who needs to see it? I just close my eyes and feel. We just feel things here. So where can we follow you on social media, and when are you coming
Oh my
back to
gosh,
podcasting?
social media. Well, Sean of the Rocks on Facebook, SEAN, right? And Sean of the Rock 16 on Instagram. I do need to get to posting more, and I don't know, maybe this kind of little fire under my ass.
Do it, bitch.
Now that I know you do all
that.
the editing and stuff, I might just pay you to do
I
it
would like
for
to
me.
assist you. Hello, or let's do a podcast together. Make fun. Let's do Fashion Police for drag queens.
Well, that would no.
I'll wear ugly dresses.
Listen,
Drag queens like to fight.
I'm selfish when it came to my show, right? Because I like the way I do things, and that doesn't mean that I don't like the way you do things. I like the way you do things for you.
I get that
And
completely.
yes.
I get
And
that
so,
completely.
You know, initially when I was going to start my show, I had come up with an idea for a co-host, right? And I did have a co-host. Her name was Kiana, and she was on in the beginning with me. I think she was on with me for like maybe 15, 20 episodes, maybe more. I don't know if I'm getting that wrong. But either way, it was...
Who's going to find the episodes and check, bitch?
Our schedules just weren't aligning, and you know, it was like, hey, we need to do this on this time, and then again, research goes into it. You remember how I had it structured? You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I had them in segments, and then topics in each segment, and you know,
Yeah.
it's just the way I do things is very specific for me. So
That part.
yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, Sean the Rocks on Facebook. I gladly follow. I'm going to start posting more shit on there. Got to start making memes again. That was fun. They used to go viral. I miss that shit.
You're just good at social media.
I'm good at social media. Yeah, when I actually fucking pay attention to it, I will
And it's
start.
wild for people your age to be good at computer stuff. You can follow me on Instagram at @TheBubbleBabe. If you didn't like anything we said, please send me hate mail to my Cash App or Venmo at @TheBubbleBabe69. If you send me a donation of $20 or more, I will read it on the podcast.
I'll call the IRS, have them audit it, and get my share. So
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Drink your juice, Shelby.
that's right.
Um,
Well, thank you so much for having me. This
Thank you
was
for
fun.
coming.
We are ending this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's like, no, we're going to do the third hour of the telethon.
Yeah, because anything over an hour, you have to pay me a prorated amount.
Okay.
So
Well, what, bitch? I've been getting into the Whitney Cummings podcast because
Yeah,
I actually
I
really
love
enjoy
Whitney
it.
Cummings.
But her podcasts are like 3 hours, and I'm like, damn,
can't
bitch.
do that. Not even on my podcast. My podcast, I never did an hour. Well, I did an hour sometimes, but usually 30 to 40 minutes.
I like an hour because
Yeah.
we have enough to cut out, so it's still a sizable amount
That
in
is
case it's bad.
Cut the fat off. Yeah, exactly. Well,
Well, now that I've been body shamed with my one tit having ass, I'll see y'all later.
bye,
Def-
everybody. Have a safe year.
Welcome back. I love you so much. I can't wait for us to start season 2. Thank you for supporting me in season 1. I'm so excited for everything that's happening. Yeah, I love you. Bye.
Have a safe year. We done?
Yeah.
Ugh.